All right. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Product School Talk. Thanks to everyone for joining us today. We teach about product management, coding, data, and blockchain at our 14 campuses worldwide. So today we have an amazing guest presenting. I'd like to introduce Lilia Gorbachik.
Hi.
Gorbachik. Yes, Lilia will talk about launching a startup in a corporation. And so Lilia is a product manager at Intermedia, a business cloud application and unified communications company with more than 110,000 businesses and 6,500 plus partners. Before Intermedia, she spent more than 10 years in IT, working in different roles, QA, pre-sales, product manager, etc. Lilia is passionate about helping others, coaching development teams, students who want to be product managers, etc. So we're going to hear about all of her experiences right now. And first, I'd just like to welcome her to being online with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for the opportunity to present today. Thank you. Let me share my screen.
Of course. And while Lilia is setting up her presentation, don't forget we'll be taking your questions right after. So you can just type your questions into the comments section directly, and I'll be picking out questions as we go. So great.
Thank you. So today we will be talking about startups, and in particular startups in a corporation. Probably you think that you cannot launch a startup in a corporation, but I would like to share my experiences and say, yeah, it's possible. When you have a great idea, when you're passionate about something, you can do whatever you want. So let's start. And a little about myself. Thank you for the introduction. And I am more than 10 years in IT. And I was an engineer, I was a project manager, and now I'm a product manager. I'm passionate about software, about helping people and helping teams to work together to solve the customers' issues. And also, I'm very passionate about others who actually want to enter the magic IT world. So with pleasure, I share my knowledge with students, with other people who want to start their career in IT. So let's start. As I said, I work in Intermedia and we have a lot of products. It means that we have a team of product managers. We need to make sure that we work as a team from one point of view. From another point of view, it means that we have a lot of approvals, sync-ups, communications to make sure that we're actually on the same page. And it means that we have defined processes how to build software. And it takes sometimes a long period of time to launch the product to the market. But if you have an idea, if you have a passion to build something new for a company, you can actually launch a startup even in a corporation. When you have defined processes, when you have a long development cycle, it is possible. So you have an idea, it is great. How to start? First of all, you need to analyze your idea, how it could be useful for your company, because if you cannot say how it could be useful for your company, it means it will be near to impossible to launch this kind of startup in your company. Also, you need to define which resources do you actually need to start working on your idea and how long you will be working on your idea. And also the important part is to find the person who will support you, who will advocate for you inside the company. So let's take a closer look at each point. As I said, it's important to understand how your idea fit to the overall company's values. For example, if you want to build a space shuttle and you work in a fashion store, probably it's not the type of startup you would be able to launch. So think about your company, about your products, about your target audience, and how you can improve it, how you can move your company forward. Define your MVP. So all other rules that could be applied to the startup, you can actually apply it here in a corporation, building your startup. And as you may remember, if you are not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched it too late. So don't wait too long. Build a minimum product, probably half working, but the sooner you provide the first version, the better, because you will be able to get a feedback. You would be able to attract more people for your startup, more volunteers, and other people who can support you, who can help you, who could provide advice or any other resources you need. Target audience. If you work in a corporation, probably your target audience is actually huge. So, but in any case, you need to make sure that your startup's audience would be inside your corporate target audience, because it will be easier for you to find target audience, target customers to interview, to validate your idea, to get the feedback and all other brilliant resources that your company could provide to you. Prepare a plan, defined rules. If you want to build a startup, it doesn't mean you shouldn't have a plan. For a corporation, it is a requirement to have a plan. You need to answer all the questions. What are you going to build? How it could help your customers? What is the target audience? What is the roadmap for your startup? Even it's a startup, you need to see a roadmap. You need to see, you need to think strategically how you want to actually build your product, build your idea. Even it's a little feature, even it's a small product, you need to have a wide vision how you actually want to develop it. Idea validation. And here actually there are a lot of benefits for you because you are inside corporation. You have a lot of resources you can use for your startup. You can contact your actual target audience, your company's customers, but please make sure that you know all the rules because each company has its own rules to contact customers. In some companies, probably you will need to notify the account manager of your customer before contacting the actual customer. Also, it would be great if you check the support cases for this customer, because if there are a lot of open support tickets for this customer, probably he's not so happy and he will be dissatisfied during your conversation, and he will share the issues that he actually has at the moment, and you actually would not have a chance to get a feedback about your idea. So be careful. You have a lot of information about your customers. You need just to pick the right customer to interview. And actually, one more advice, be very careful when picking the customers. Do not start with strategic customers or partners, because it is very sensitive type of customers for each company, for each corporation. So probably you need to start with the smaller customers for your idea validation. Monetization. First of all, probably you will be happy if somebody wants to use your product, your application, and you would give your startup for free, your application for free. But you need to have a plan of this service application monetization from the day one, because when you actually get the audience, get the feedback, adjust your product, you need to have a plan, because each company wants to earn money. They want to have the plan. They want to increase the revenue. So monetization plan is a must-have from the day one. Find a sponsor. You will need a sponsor who would support your idea, who would support your development, your any kind of processes inside your corporation, who would advocate for you, who will represent you to the on the top management meetings, who will protect your startup, who would protect your resources, and who actually will believe in you. It's very important. It's a key point. It's similar to a regular startup when you need to find an investor for your startup. Here's the same. You need to find a sponsor who will support you. And I could say that I'm so lucky, because almost every product manager, vice presidents of product management in my company actually supported me from the day one when I shared my idea. So it is great, but I cannot say that it will be the case all the time. So find a sponsor, find a person who would be inspired by your idea, who wants to wants to bring innovations in your company, who wants to improve something. It's a key for your startup. And engage others. So you cannot build anything by yourself. You will need support other team members. You need to advertise your idea. You need to involve people. Try to get advice. Try to get feedback every time you meet a new person in your company. Ask somebody to be an advisor. Ask somebody to be a volunteer for your product, because probably the resources that you will get will be not enough for you to build a product. So every volunteer, every advisor will be a treasure for you. So don't miss the opportunity. Involve everybody around yourself. And get resources. So it doesn't mean that you could get resources only inside your department, inside your team. Ask around, ask in other departments, probably developers, QAs, analytics, anybody could say, oh, that's interesting. I would like to join you. How should I start? So try to find resources whenever you can find it, and also include your sponsor in a process of getting resources. Probably you will get a half of developer first time, and several hours of QA engineer at first. But don't give up. It's just the beginning. You need to start. You need to start showing the first result, and after that, you will get more resources or more volunteers to help you. And actually, volunteers are superpower for you if you want to launch a startup inside a corporation. when I started working on my product inside Intermedia company, actually, I think starting from the second month, I meet new developers who actually were interested in my project, asking questions, provide advices, and say, hey, probably I can help you. So don't be shy, promote your idea. So if you decide to find volunteers, how you can do it? You can use your internal corporate site. Probably you have off-topic distribution list in your email, so use it. And actually, you will need to get out of your shell and start meeting new people. So start, for example, invite your colleague to lunch and ask about them, what actually they do. Is it interesting for you? So probably meeting new people will help you to get more resources for your startup. And it's very important because sometimes when you work in a corporation, you don't even know what other teams are actually doing. So there are a lot of findings inside your company, probably in other departments. So don't be shy, ask for help. And developers are introverts, but they actually want to help if they are interested in the idea. So share your idea and they will help you. And the last point, fail fast, because the faster you fail, the faster you will find another way to do it. So design, prototype, evaluate, and test. You need to get the results, the first results, as soon as you can, because it would be the key for your startup. You either get more resources, more visibility inside your company, or you will close your startup. So fail fast, analyze the results, think what you should do in a different way, how you need to adjust your approach, your UI, your functionality, and try again. Never give up. And promote results from the early stages, because if you engage everybody around yourself with your startup, after some period of time, people around you will forget about your idea and return to actually their work, and it is normal, it's okay. So you need to constantly engage others to participate in your product, they need to know about your product, about your results. And it could be applicable not only to the development teams, but also to other departments like marketing, sales, top management. The more people around you know about your product, about your startup, about your first result, the more people can help you, the more people can actually start working, advising. So don't be shy, use all the resources you can. You need to create some kind of portal for your startup to share all the information you have in a very simple way, and you need to keep this information always up to date. It is very important because, for example, on a top management meeting, somebody could ask, and actually, what about that project, that small project that we discussed, I don't know, several months ago? And everybody should have the easy access to your results, to your current state. It could actually accelerate your product. share results and share your findings with other product teams. It is very important. For example, if you interview your customers and you find some pain points with your product, with one of your company's products, you need to share these results with the appropriate product team. Probably they know about this issue, probably they don't. But if you start working for yourself from one point of view and for other development teams from another point of view, sharing the findings, sharing the thoughts, it will be actually very, very good for you and for your product, because tomorrow other product teams will share their results with you or help you or provide some space in their super huge product. So it's very important. Remember about other teams, share the information, share all the findings. So that's all for today. Thank you, everybody, for your attention, and I am open to the questions.
Yay, great job, Lilia. That was amazing. Thanks
Thank
so much
you.
to everyone who has been participating. So we have a few questions from the audience that I wanted to address. And a question that I like to ask sometimes is, you know, in your PM role, a lot of times we talk about what, like all the action and all the things going on, but I wanted to ask two sides of the coin. One side being what brings you joy in your job? Like, why do you do it? What brings you joy? So that's the first question.
So I think the most exciting
part. I think you're on mute.
Oh,
are you? Oh no. Okay.
No. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can't hear you. Hello?
Yeah. Now, can you hear me?
Okay, try again.
And now? Now?
Let's see. Shoot. I don't know what to do. Maybe I could write the responses into the comments or let's see. Because we have some good questions. I want to know about what brings you joy in PM role. And then we also have a question, can you define product from your point of view? Which I think is kind of interesting in this dynamic changing environment of product management and product managers, like actually being able to define different realms of product. Can you define product? So let me see.
Okay.
Maybe try unplugging and plugging in your, because you had perfect audio the whole time.
Okay.
It's okay. This has never happened before, but that's okay. Great. So at the end of the day, if you have other questions for Lilia, oh, okay. I think the audio is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
I can hear. Okay.
Okay,
that was so
great.
Weird. Great. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So Lilia, we'll just take a few more minutes and you can tell me about what brings you joy in your role as a product manager.
So I think for the most of product managers, I really enjoy hearing the feedback about the product. So I think it's the most exciting part, and this actually what drives me, what I'm passionate about, because when you build something and you do not actually get a response, you don't know how it's actually going. Is it good? Is it bad? But when you get the feedback, it means somebody is using your product, and it is great. So it's very important.
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so the next question we have is from Dan, and he says, you mentioned that we should reach out to customers who have not opened support tickets. Why is that?
Because if your customer has an issue with your product, with your company's product, they probably too disappointed, and they actually interested in resolving the initial issue. So you might not get the response, but you will get a lot of information about this particular issue. So you want to have the customer focused on what you are presenting to validate your idea, but it will be a little bit complex if your customer has a pain, just because.
That's so great. Okay, and then the other side of the coin is, you know, we get to talk about a lot of the fun and glamour stuff around PM and all the excitement and new things. And I mean, on a real note, what is something that just frustrates you? That just could, like, you know, what's one thing about your job that's real for people to know getting into this role?
You know, I think the most not frustrating, but you need to know about it before entering the PM role, that you will need to communicate a lot with other people, and you know, sometimes it is complicated to balance all the opinions, all the ideas you have around you. So you should be like I don't know, like a circus artist. You need to balance all these things around you. So it's not frustrating, but I think this is really complicated part of the job.
Yes, keeping it real. I mean, yeah, exactly. And sometimes it doesn't have to frustrate you, but yeah, just that one thing that's kind of like, yeah, to be truly honest with people about it. Okay, so the next question is from David, and he asks, what's the best kind of stakeholder? I work in IT, but IT management isn't really aligned with the product opportunities. So what is the best kind of stakeholder?
I think the best option, if you don't have one stakeholder, but if you have a team, because as you said, each person in your stakeholders team will be focused on one part. But if you have a team, it will be a balanced team. So you will get all the feedback, you will know all the issues, you will get all kinds of advices, and at the end of the day, the final decision that your stakeholders team will provide, it will be a balanced, it will be a wise and strategic decision. So the best option to have a team.
Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. It's truly a pleasure. I love your energy and how you carry yourself. And it's just so nice to be around good people. And the more we do this, just seeing how many cool people are in product management and how wide of an array that it can look like, right? So thank you so much, Lilia, for presenting today. And thank you everyone for joining us. To get more info on our courses and upcoming events, just go to productschool.com. We have 14 locations: San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Santa Monica, Seattle, Chicago, Denver, New York, LA, Orange County, Austin, Boston, Boulder, Toronto, and London. So if you're located near campus, just make sure you stop by for one of our weekly events. We do events every Wednesday and Thursday. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Slack, and just look up Product School and you'll find us there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Bye, Lilia.
Bye.